Madden 23, the legend, Gary Madden. We honor today the magic guy who died and made he made history on the field. He made history in the game. They honored him in the games. You know, the NFL fans have been dreaming of a football game. Madden came out, and he was the dawn of everything known. Rest in peace, the legendary Madden. And this year, we honor him, the greatest, the legendary player of the league, Madden.
There's no doubt about it now. This guy has to be in the All-Madden team.
I don't know the teams, but all I know, it's gonna be the Pro Bowl time. Let's do something new. We're gonna play Pro Bowl. No other teams, so we're gonna play it again.
The showcase of the best players in the NFL is coming up as we celebrate the latest edition of the Pro Bowl. The stars of the AFC and NFC are ready to shine. Next on EA Sports.
We are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Coming up, it's the penultimate game of the NFL calendar, AFC versus NFC in the NFL Pro Bowl game between the AFC Pro Bowl team and the NFC. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin with CD. Our game featuring a great matchup at the quarterback position. A couple of Pro Bowlers from a year ago. Justin Herbert and Aaron Rodgers.
And Brandon, these are the two names in big bold letters on the marquee side, aren't they? This is why everyone tuned in. This is why we're here. And these are the kind of games where they wind up seeing if they can outdo each other, contrary to what they told us both. No, we're just playing against the other defense. We don't play against each other. They've got excellent supporting cast. And believe me, they'll be eyeing the other guy on the opposite sideline.
And he will lose yardage on the play. Back at his own 19-yard line. Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. The first carry now for Dalvin Cook. They'll get a couple yards back, but not more than that. They'll be left with 12 yards to go on 3rd down. We'll see what they have drawn up here, a little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a 1st down. Escaping the in trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. T.J. Watt, the All-Pro, in there to take him down. Here's Brian Anger now, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. And from their own end zone, it's a fake. And this is incomplete. A huge gamble, and it does not pay off. They fake the punt. It doesn't work.
Shout these are here. We know. Come on.
They'll run here with Taylor. And he's not going anywhere to start the night. They stop him at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. Gets it to Hill. It's a jet sweep. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Calling no gain that time, and now it's 3rd and goal. Defensively, they had that one pretty well figured out.
Yeah, and one of the things about this play, it can be even more effective when you run a lot of motion, and there's plenty of times you don't hand it off.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
How about that? Red man coverage and decided to test him early. Up to the task and force the incompletion.
Now Justin Tucker's out to try the field goal. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. Tucker's kick is good. And the AFC on the board first. It's 3-0.
Well, no surprise there. Extremely reliable during the regular season. Bailed his team out time and again. Knocks another one through, this time in the Pro Bowl.
Tucker now following the made field goal, set to kick it away. Grant, he will not return it, and his guys will begin at the 25. So now we'll get our second look in this game at the NFC offense. Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. He'll work his way up the middle for a gain of about 4. Second down. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30. Here's Cook again. Room here to run. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Give him 14 on that one and a first down. Good push up front in that run in between the tackles.
Let's play the leverage game here. Offensive line just got lower than the defensive front, and they were able to get their pads on them and move them backwards and create space for their running back to roam.
Following the good run by Cook, here's another 1st and 10. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Plays like we just saw there, that's why they're up right now. The defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front, so when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
On 2nd down, Cook. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. Nothing after 1 on EA Sports. The NFC with the football here to begin the second quarter, as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. 3rd down, Dalvin Cook. And some room to maneuver. Well, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 41 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point. What makes a draw play like that successful?
Well, we did see where he made the first wave miss, and that was a big part of it. But a lot of it is just being actors back there, making the defense think it's going to be a pass.
First down, here's the run with Cook. Tackle made there by the safety, Derwin James.
And when you get good yardage like that on first down, it really does a whole lot of good for your entire offense. But I love the way he's finishing those runs. At the end of things, he's making sure he gets just a little bit extra.
Cook up the gut. And there is nowhere for him to cut back as he's taken down in the backfield. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
So 3rd down now. They need the 27-yard line for a first. 3rd down, here's a run by Cook. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. A rough go there on 3rd down, a loss of 4. So coming on now is the field goal unit. They're going to try for 3, and he'll need all the leggies. And he'll try and throw here on the fake. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. It would have been a long field goal. The fake doesn't work out. And as a result, possession switches hands. The offense for the AFC set to go now. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it, forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. Looking to throw again on second down. Herbert. And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over it that time, and it's going to lead to third down. Going to throw on third down with Herbert. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it looks like the NFC is going to have it, and they do. And a defensive-minded coach loves to turn up the heat, turns it up there, and pays off.
And back in the good old days, those defensive-minded coaches just talked about intimidating teams, using force, right, beating them to the punch. In this case, they're talking about creating turnovers. That's all they preach, all game long, all practice long, every meeting. Get the football. That's what they want.
And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. Give him 18 on the play. The CD a lot of times like to separate speed and quickness, and they've got a back that's both. We know that he's fast in the open field, but man, his first step is so quick too.
It is something, isn't it? Because you think of that type of speed getting to the perimeter and turning upfield, but also when you run those inside runs, he can get into the secondary so fast the linebackers don't have a chance to react.
They run again on first down. Cook. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. In trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
Meanwhile, Rodgers' throw pulled in by Kittle. And they're going to get this down inside the 20. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. Now it's Rodgers. And this won't be enough. Stopped a yard short after a gain of 3. 4th down. Now the AFC going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Rodgers to throw for it on 4th. That's to his running back, complete. And he is out of bounds, getting it down to the 10. They've been burned twice already on 4th down, but the 3rd time's the charm as they keep the drive moving. They only needed that 1 yard going for it on 4th. I got to be honest, I thought they were going to stay on the ground. They surprised me. Did they surprise you?
I'm with you on that one. I thought they'd find a way to create some type of a power run and try and pick up the first down, but they decided to keep the ball in the hands of the guy who could throw it, and it paid off.
Yeah, that decision paid off indeed. They'll run with Cook. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. It's a gain of a couple, and it'll be 2nd and goal. Now the NFC going to call the first of their 3 timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. They'll try again here from the 7 on 2nd and goal. Working from the gun, Rodgers. That's to Cook out of the backfield. So back-to-back plays, each get nothing. And that will lead to a 3rd and goal. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. This will be play number 8 on the drive. It's 3rd and goal. Now Rodgers. Dalvin Cook now catches on back-to-back plays. And he showcases the spin. A pretty good game before he's taken down. Now the AFC going to take a timeout. It's their 2nd as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. They'll go for it. It's Rodgers. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. He couldn't get the ball away on 4th and goal. And this stout AFC defense able to come away with a goal line stand. Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down. So we have hit halftime of the Pro Bowl with the AFC leading the NFC. As we are off to Orlando now to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach?
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome, everyone, to our brand new studios here in downtown Orlando and the EA Sports Halftime Report. First, though, let's get a check on the next-gen stats from that first half for the AFC. And this tells the story right here. As a unit, negative yards passing through 2 quarters of play. That is something you almost never see. Meanwhile, for the NFC, we check on their numbers on the ground in the first half, as they know they'll need to be better to overcome this halftime deficit.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. These offenses seemingly still back at the hotel for the first half. 3-0 our score as the second half gets underway. Duvernay going to sit on this in the end zone, so it'll come out to the 25. The AFC offense now set to start this 3rd quarter. Their defense has pitched the shutout. Now they probably need to deliver a little breathing room, maybe make it a 2-score game as they've got it 1st and 10. Herbert now to Mixon on the check down. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And that's going to bring up 2nd down. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside. And so many times defenses say, okay, we've got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the field.
And strong running there as he's across midfield and down to the 49. And a nice carry there of 15 yards.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football. Sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. A play fake, and now Herbert to throw. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Multiple players getting home there for an 8-yard loss. Remember, they had the nice gain on the previous play, but they just gave a lot of it back right there on that sack.
Yeah, they get the sack, get back some real estate. Felt like the type of play that could spark a defense and swing some momentum. Almost felt like a take that type of a play, didn't it, partner?
Gotta imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. He's got his man. It's Andrews. Now the ball comes loose, and it's scooped up by the NFC. Then they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line. And now, meanwhile, after the dust settles on the fumble, we've got an injured player here as well. We'll take a break and get a report from Vegas after this. Now after the fumble recovery, it's Rodgers. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. It looks like a loss of right around 11 there on 1st down to set him back on 2nd.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has not received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. They'll try the middle with Cook. A good cover defensively as they get to him just beyond the 45 after the juke. Give him 5 yards on the run there, but it'll leave him with a definite 3rd and long on the horizon. Throwing is Rodgers. Pressure, and the AFC gets to him for the sack. Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him.
My man, it's been a rough night for that offensive line, and it's only getting rougher. 5 sacks now that they've given up in this contest so far. It feels like the witching hour out here, doesn't it?
Okay, stupid question. What's the witching hour?
Yeah, the witching hour. That's when everything goes haywire late at night.
Rodgers gonna go on 4th down. He'll fire deep downfield from Lamb. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And the AFC is going to get the football back in great field position. On 1st down, it's Herbert. Allen's got it complete. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line. One quarter remains here on a Sunday night. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. It's the AFC with the football and the lead as we begin quarter number 4. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Running straight ahead, Taylor. A nice pickup there, 10 yards. Getting toward the middle of the 4th quarter, and with that lead, they love runs like that.
And don't we spend a lot of time looking at the timeout situation, clock management, but it's really not going to matter much if they can't stop them. And right now, they're really struggling to get them on the ground.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Now it's Herbert. And incomplete on the deep ball.
No sense risking anything there on first down. Even though he's still in the pocket, he had a receiver out to his side, so just put that in a spot where the only people who can make a play on it are the trainers and the coaches. Well done.
On second down, it's Taylor. Even with the good move he showed, he'll be brought down short of the 15. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big third down. They run once more with Taylor. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now, I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call a timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get him behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. So first and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. 3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the fourth. So the AFC with the football as we welcome you back. They've got it first and goal as they search for what could be a game-sealing touchdown. They'll give it to Mixon. And he'll get him a bit closer as he's down to the 2-yard line. That gets him 3 yards closer here as it brings up second and goal.
They picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
They'll look to run with Taylor. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 2, now third down.
Oh, Brandon, I'm going to tell you, this is football time to me. They're inside the 10-yard line. That's like drawing the line in the sand. Who's going to make the stand here? Defensive guys, they know if he gets in the end zone, this ball game is over. And the guys with the football right now, they're thinking, let's just pound it in there.
Got to hold him to 3 to keep this a one-score game. Herbert now to throw. And this is caught. And that could seal it. It's a touchdown. No surprise there. Third and goal down here. That's where they're going to look for their tight end.
Yeah, you want that big guy running his routes because it doesn't matter who they cover him with. If it's another big guy, he might use his bulk against him. If it's a shorter defender, might go over the top. Either way, you tend to find a little bit of a mismatch in that area.
Tucker with the extra point, and the lead grows to 10-0. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And this will be a touchback as Grant opts not to return it. So Aaron Rodgers and his offense down 10-0, 34 seconds to go. They've yet to dip the scoreboard tonight. Now they've got to do it twice late if they want a chance here. Now Rodgers. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
When you're leading in the final quarter, your radar has to be up for any potential deep shot. And probably not the last one they're going to see in this game, not as long as they hold this lead.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Rodgers to throw. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked up by Xavier Howard, and his guys will take over at their own 44-yard line. How about one last great play defensively, and that should, for all intents and purposes, finish off this shutout.
That's as good a defensive performance as we've seen in a long, long time. And I know as a team they will celebrate, but I will guarantee you the defensive guys, they'll get together somewhere and have their own private celebration. A shutout, that's something to be cherished.
Back out is the AFC offense. And it's great to see the stars all out in one place, but in terms of football, what's really great to see is a very entertaining Pro Bowl as we are tied in the fourth quarter.
And how many of these guys thought going into this game, after a pretty easy week heading into it, that the pressure would ratchet up now and someone has to make a play, which means someone will have a play made against them and they'll have to live with that for the rest of the year.
So, Charles, final thoughts on this AFC victory?
Bottom line, nobody appeared to be seriously hurt. That's the first thing we look for in this game. Well played, a lot of fun, a lot of excitement. I think that everyone's going to go home pretty happy, especially the AFC since they won.
Yeah. Sound like some superheroes. Some black superheroes. Oh, yeah. Every block, every hood, every city, every ghetto. Need a black superhero. Every block, every hood, every city, every ghetto. Need a black superhero.
You need a role like me. Military mind stated, and I keep in a degree. You can label me a Huey P. Made a martyr out of Martin, out of Malcolm, out of Mecca. I refuse to let these dirty devils make Michael a beggar. A hero CEO, I will go Magneto for my people. Give me liberty or death, that is my credo, not my ego. Dressed in a tuxedo, into party, alter ego. Killed your leader in gazebo, did it for the people. Love what motivated, I did not do it for hatred. But I truly hate the devil, I cannot debate or fake it. I was asked a question and the asker thought it hard. If I was facing death and I could ask one thing of God, I would ask for every to be free here and abroad, and to be rightfully celebrated as a child of God, and to be rightfully celebrated as a child of God.
Need a black superhero. Every block, every hood, every city, every ghetto. Need a black superhero. Our own kind took nip from us. Money still reading God we trust. Truthfully we envy, so why we so envious? And why our own kind envy us? Pac said it's hard, but we gotta keep our head up. Going even though we know we fed up. It's hell attention, cause we ain't careful where we all pay attention. I need all my real soldiers on the front line, fighting for the right just one time. So unstoppable.
It's Madden NFL 23, and the question is, are you ready for some football? It's the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Los Angeles Chargers, just ahead on EA Sports.
Night beginning to fall over Southern California, but the lights are shining bright here at the spectacular SoFi Stadium in metropolitan Los Angeles. Tonight, we've got a good AFC matchup on tap between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Los Angeles Chargers. And hi again, everybody. Alongside my partner, Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, when you and I were going through our final run-throughs at breakfast, we kept thinking tonight we're going to get to see a couple of very good passing offenses.
And we're talking about both sides having multiple receivers that could have an impact on this game. It's not just one guy that's going to make all the plays. If you take him away, maybe number 2, number 3, they make the big plays that impact who wins the game.
The kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Fields it right around the goal line. And he won't quite make it to the 25. Los Angeles taking the field led by Justin Herbert, third-year man out of Oregon, whose career is off to an incredibly productive start.
And he is just absolutely marvelous to watch throw a football. That's something I can do all day long, watch him throw routes versus air. But he's even more impressive when there are bodies on the field, and he's creating with big throws downfield.
And they'll come out with a 3 tight end look on the first play of the drive. And here's a 6-year man, Austin Eckler. Call it officially a loss of 2 on the first play from scrimmage. Second down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. Eckler going to get it again on second down. And a nice run past the 30-yard line there.
You got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a second and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to third and manageable with that run.
Meanwhile, this one knocked down in the backfield. It's incomplete.
That was their first third down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key third down throws.
Now, meanwhile, they go for it on fourth down, and my goodness, incomplete. A surprising move here on the opening drive of the game. And this defense holds firm here on the opening drive of the night. So they take a big chance here in their own territory. And you think the coach may have some questions to answer?
Yeah, and, normally we focus on the media, right? The social media barrage that he's going to get for this one. How about on his own sideline and in his locker room? Because I think the team's going to look at him like, Coach, why would we go for it there? I mean, no confidence in the defense. You don't like the punter? I mean, what's going on here? You owe us some explanations.
First and 10, here's Pickett. Here's Johnson with a reception. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15. Pittsburgh getting 16 yards there and also a first down. Off the play fake, here's Pickett. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call.
Personal foul, roughing the tackle, defense.
So a roughing the passer penalty there, CD.
And we know that these pass rushers love to get after rookie quarterbacks, but they've still got to do it within the scope of the rules. And that time, the hit came just a little bit too late. And the official won't even think twice about pulling his flag on that one.
Harris running straight ahead. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on second and goal. Pickett, he'll look to throw it. This is caught. That time the completion goes for 4 yards, and we're set up with a third and goal.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys that we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
Harris. And Harris is not going to get there. Great work defensively to stop him short. What a stand so far defensively, and now that's going to bring up a 4th and goal. The choice to make. You're on the road. You're going to take the 3. You're so close to the end zone.
Well, you know what the book says. You know, that mythical book about what...
And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. Najee Harris taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Steelers' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. Extra point splits the uprights, and it's now a 7-0 game. 5 plays there on that drive. And it was Najee Harris who finished it off with a touchdown run. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Taken in at the 3. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. The Chargers get set to go here for their second drive. As this offense gets ready here for this drive, Charles, you still wonder about that prior drive. Went for it on 4th down in their own territory, didn't get it, and then that led to a touchdown on the other side.
And I don't mind the aggressiveness. In fact, I'm usually a huge fan of it, but I just want teams to always weigh risk and reward. To me, too early in this game because reward just wasn't big enough to go for it there in case they failed. Now the pressure back on their offense to pick themselves up, and they gave the touchdown that was just given up. Give him a little extra credit there. His head was cool as the play broke down. Didn't force a throw, and in the end, got to show off his athleticism with a nice gain to bring up a new set of downs.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. And now here's a deep shot that's complete. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. 26 big yards on that one. It's another 1st down.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
Running on 1st down, Eckler. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. Miles Jack with a big-time hustle play there as he backs the offense up. So a step in the wrong direction. Now they'll look to make amends on 2nd and 14. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Back to throw here, Herbert. Got a man over the middle. It's Williams. And they're going to have themselves another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 14. They go back to the ground now with Eckler. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down. That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's 2nd and 13. Herbert. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16.
Holding offense.
He's trying to protect his quarterback's blind side. Got nabbed for the hold.
You have one job over there. Make sure that man does not get hit. So if you have to hold occasionally, do so because they don't catch all of them. This time they did.
He'll get 3, but it leaves him with a big hole here on 3rd and very long. Here's Herbert. A bullet throw, but incomplete.
Well, the best don't mind making tough throws, but that was a real difficult one right there. Out of the pocket, trying to beat double coverage. More times than not, that's going to end up as an incomplete pass, if not worse.
Mike Williams on a touchdown throw from Justin Herbert. And the Chargers are an extra point away now from tying this ball game.
As a former defender, I would be angry as well. Could not get off the field. Well-executed offensive drive. No matter what the defense tried, they couldn't stop them.
Extra point forthcoming. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And in the end, it was Mike Williams who capped the drive with a touchdown reception. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Here's Steven Sims on the return from his end zone. And this return will net positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. They turn to Harris to begin the drive. They'll get a yard, that's all, as they get him down at the 28. These two teams all tied after one. Steeler football here to begin quarter number 2. As they're looking at a 2nd down and 9 to go. They'll run again with Harris. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. They wind up losing a couple there, so they go behind the original line of scrimmage, and now 3rd and 11 coming up.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Extra cornerback now in the game for the Chargers here on 3rd. From the gun, here's Pickett. That one thrown away from the pocket. The officials kind of looking at each other, but they say there was a receiver in the area, so no penalty, just an incomplete pass.
And that is how you respond after taking one on the chin to begin this game. Give up a first drive touchdown, go back out on defense and completely shut them down to force a 3-and-out.
On 4th down, here's Presley Harvin on to punt. DeAndre Carter back deep. Fielded just inside the 30. It's a 40-yard punt, but they lose yardage on the return. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. And the LA offense ready for this next possession. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now, but let's give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
And because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. The catch and run good for 18 and a first down.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. And it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
The big play to start him out. Has him at the 45 already. Out of the gun, Herbert. That's caught by his tight end, Gerald Everett. And they're going to get this up to midfield.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
On 2nd down, Eckler. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. The Chargers on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. From the 50, here's Herbert. Pressure comes, and the Steelers take him down. Devin Bush driving in and picking up the sack. So that time, Charles, quarterback helpless really in the pocket in the face of a pass rush like that. They were on him instantly. And Allen's got it. And he is going to have the Chargers first down as they manage to convert. And that'll keep the drive alive. 27 yards, a big play there on 4th. I don't know if I agree with that. I guess they don't care if I agree with that. But, boy, you have to be surprised by that, right?
I definitely was surprised that they decided to go for it in this situation. But they must have either felt like they either had a great play call on or they're trying to show extreme confidence.
Meanwhile, Herbert's throw taken in by Palmer. And he's going to get this down near the 25.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. Gets it into the hands of Allen on the jet sweep. And he'll get it down inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. Working with a 2nd and 3.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3.
Herbert will give this one to Eckler. And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds. Sets him up nicely. 1st and goal. It was a pickup of 14. Once more, here's Eckler. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about.
Holding. Offense.
So reverse the celebration. We'll see if they have something else in their bag of tricks.
And isn't that always tough to watch when they score and you see the excitement, and then when they realize those points aren't going to count? Can they get it back together and find their way back to the end zone?
A shotgun snap for Herbert. And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much.
Well, the connection they've had has been excellent today, but not on that snap. I think he was asking just a little too much as he extended that play, hoping for one more completion with him.
On 2nd and goal, Herbert. It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's 3rd down. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. Yeah, that one's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Well, so a drive that spans all that time, and yet you may only come away with 3 points here.
Well, your defense, all right, they actually like these long drives. They get to rest over on the sidelines for a while. But when you're not finishing with points in terms of touchdowns, that's frustrating. They've got to figure out how to close out these long drives and get 6s instead of 3s.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
Pittsburgh set to take over again on offense. As we eat closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
To the air on 1st down with Pickett. Completing it to the right side, Johnson. And he's upended at the 33, following a good pickup of 8. He's going to float this one deep right side. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
One thing that offensive guys stress when they throw the deep ball, you're just counting on your receiver to find it, adjust before the defensive back can get his head around. In this case, though, the DB matched it move for move and knocked it away.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get to 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
Here's Presley Harvin now. Yards that time on the punt, and out will come the offense as they take over. Now the Chargers offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Now here's a pass on 1st down that's knocked away and incomplete. Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Herbert. He's airing it out for Williams. They've got his man complete. Touchdown, LA. Mike Williams with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half.
Try to take that touchdown away, biatch.
And that's certainly an important score right there because they gave themselves a 2-score cushion heading towards halftime. Now you got to force the other team out of their comfort zone, and it changes the way you approach the second half as well. How you want to do things on offense, and your defense feels much better too, having that lead.
Brandon Staley telling his troops to stay out there and go for 2. And they'll have Herbert try and throw for it. And he's got it. So they try for two, successful. And that bumps their lead up even further. And, of course, on the two-point try, had the option to run or pass. They pass it there, and it works.
It's all pretty straightforward, didn't it? An open receiver, ball's put on him, 2 points for them.
The kick unit on here for the Chargers as they will send this one away. Here's Sims now from his end zone. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. The Steelers taking over now late in this first half. And with him down 2 scores, you wonder if they might try and put something together, even if it's just to get into field goal range. Pickett to throw on first down. Open man, that's the tight end flyer move. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. On 2nd and inches, Pickett. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
With a rookie quarterback out there, you're definitely going to find out how he handles adversity because this one so far hasn't gone according to plan. He's got to fight through it and show him what he's made of.
An incomplete pass on 2nd down leads us to 3rd and inches. Now Pickett. That's caught by the 6'8" tight end, Zach Gentry. And he will have a Steelers first down as that'll be a pickup of about 5 as they convert on 3rd and inches. Dialing up another pass here. Pickett going across the formation. He finds Freiermuth. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line. Now the Steelers going to use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. He's got this to Pickens. So we have reached halftime here in an 11-point contest. As we send you to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach?
All right, BG, thanks very much. And welcome one and all to our beautiful new downtown Orlando studios for this EA Sports Halftime Report. First up, though, let's take a look at the next-gen stats from the first half for the Steelers. And the rushing numbers should tell the story of why they trail at the half. They're still in single digits in yardage as a team through 2 quarters of play. That's not good. Meanwhile, for the Chargers, you get a look at what they were able to do throwing the football. And whatever they've done, it's worked, as they have the lead through 2 quarters of play.
All right, Coach, thanks very much. Fine work as always as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. The Steelers going to get the football first here, trailing on the scoreboard as we are back underway on EA Sports. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he returns this to the 22. The Steeler offense now with the football first here to begin the 3rd quarter. Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively, virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter 3.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well. They've kept them around in this game. Now they got some time. The running game struggled in the first half. Opposition knows how to focus on defending the pass here. They've got to re-energize that ground game and maybe open things up for a comeback here in this half. Well, they still have time to get them established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. They run again with Harris. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Here's He's able to get it back, but it will be a loss on the play. Offensively lucky they're able to keep the football, but now 4th down, so they'll have to boot it away.
I do think, though, they're going to look at this as a positive. 1, they recovered the fumble, so they retained possession. But 2, being able to punt it changes field position for them. Imagine if that turnover takes place there. Now your defense has to go onto the field and try and hold. Instead, they get a little breathing room.
The Steelers send out their punter now, standing right on his own 5-yard line. A 45-yard punt for there on the return. And they will take over 1st and 10. Mike Williams and his Charger offense getting set for the next series. A monster game so far, 3rd quarter. He is lighting up the stat sheet.
And so many times when you see these types of games, you hear about the quarterback, or we talk about the quarterback throwing guys open, putting it in the right spot. How about some credit for the receivers, though, who find ways to get open, whether they uncover late in a route or they get open early, but they just always find a way, and he's having that type of a game.
Yeah, he's been nearly impossible to cover.
I'm sure a lot of time was spent in the locker room, Charles, with talking with his defense about setting a tone here in the 3rd quarter when you're down on the scoreboard. A sack like that, maybe that can get them going.
Yeah, you have to believe exactly what you just said, that they got together and said, let's be some change agents here. Let's go ahead and turn things around. Let's be the force that gets us going here in the 2nd half and puts us in a position to find a way to win the game.
So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done. From the shotgun, here's Herbert. Williams brings it in. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. That one good for 17 as they're set up better now for 3rd down.
And that was yardage that they needed there after the sack on 1st down. They didn't get all of it back, but now they look at 3rd down as a manageable situation, one that they have a much better chance of picking up.
The Steelers now in the nickel here on 3rd down. Now it's Herbert sliding out of the pocket. And that will be incomplete.
Well, he certainly thought he had a window to push that ball downfield, but as soon as he released the throw, the corner was there to slam that window shut.
Here's J.K. Scott now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the 3rd. Fair catch called for right around the 11-yard line. A 40-yard punt, no return. And the Steelers are going to take over 1st and 10 deep in their own territory.
Pickett leads his Steelers up here with a fresh set of downs.
At their own 12-yard line.
Harris will start the drive out.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Harris. And he finds enough of an opening to get this one back up to his 20. They get 9 yards back on the run there, and they're left with a much more makeable 3rd and 2.
Running lanes were at a premium in the 1st half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big 2nd half.
Trying to pick it up on the ground with Harris. And he's going to get the 1st down here as he's taken down at the 22.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
Now a first down carry for Harris. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. Off the edge and right to the ball that time was Kyle Van Noy.
I know they'd love to take some heat off of that young quarterback, but so far, not much in the running game, and this won't help things either. A loss on that play.
So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. On the delay, here's Harris. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. It's a Pittsburgh first down, a gain of 13. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Pickett. To the sideline. Wow, what a catch. Doesn't get a lot out of it, but he is able to keep the feet in bounds. Throwing again on 2nd down. Pickett. It's brought in by Harris. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And now 2 yards to go on 3rd down.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
And he will have a Steelers first down as this defense unable to hold. It's a 7-yard gain there on 3rd and 2. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
1st and 10, here's Pickett. And he is going to be taken down. And that should be the final play of this third quarter. Kyle Van Noy buries him for a loss of 11 from his outside linebacker spot. Three quarters have come and gone. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood. It's the Steelers with the football, but trailing here as we get going in quarter number 4. Another try after the first down sack. Pickett under pressure, and they got to him again. Sebastian Joseph Day able to drop him that time for his 2nd sack of the evening. And you hate to say it with a rookie quarterback. He's done some good things, but overall, a little bit overwhelmed back there, hasn't he?
He certainly has, but in his defense, he hasn't had a lot of time to throw the football. I like the way I said that, in his defense.
In his defense, I've got it. Yeah. He needs better protection, that's for sure. Steelers on 3rd down. 3 for 7 so far in this game. This will be 3rd and forever. Looking to throw. Pickett setting up the screen. Harris. And he'll get to the 29-yard line. Brought down there. That's going to bring up 4th down. Only a gain of 2 there.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
Pickett, 4th down, desperation time. Here's Johnson with a reception. And now this is going to depend on the spot. And they say he's just short. The Steelers try it, but they come up empty on 4th down. And this long drive is going to wind up yielding nothing. So they really needed points here in a 2-score game. Could not come away with anything there on 4th.
And while we know they're a little bit discouraged here, they can't check out of this game. You and I have called a good number of games over the course of our career where we've seen these types of situations. Teams get the ball back, and that miracle does occur. So they can't let that dream go just yet. They have to get stout on defense here.
Yeah, right now really hoping for a turnover. Herbert going to lead up the Chargers here, 1st and 10 at their own 43. He'll hand off here to Eckler. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. Cameron Hayward getting upfield to make the stop.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Eckler going to get it again on 2nd down. Oh, he's got some breathing room. Well, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first.
And that's a good run, and I know he went out of bounds, so we can nitpick a little bit here and get on him and say, hey, make sure you stay in bounds, keep the clock running. But this stage of the game, Brandon, that's not really uppermost in his mind. He just wants to take care of the football and gain yardage.
Yeah, and they have a little bit of comfort there with it not just being a 1-score game, so not too nitpicky. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. It's Eckler again. Twisting away. 44 yards on the ground for him so far. And I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
Up the middle with Eckler. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. That one a 1st down pickup of 8.
Well, I don't think there's any question, Brandon, at this stage. The stop troops, the defensive guys, they got to use their 3 timeouts here. They've got to stop them and get the ball back.
Yeah, if you're in that 2 to 3 score deficit window that they're in now, you got to get it ASAP. Yeah,
no doubt about it. Stop them, use your timeouts. Easier to move the ball on offense without timeouts than to stop them on defense without using them.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Multiple players getting home there, and it's a loss of 2 on the sack. Well, he was really focused downfield, but there was really no viable options. The coverage was too good.
And the defense really quickened the tempo of that play with their pass rush because there was nowhere for him to go with the football. The only place he ended up, down on the ground.
Now following the sack, they'll come up here on a 2nd down and 12. A give, Eckler running to the right. And he'll head out of bounds inside the 10, mark him down at the 9. It's a really nice 15-yard pickup, and now it's 1st and goal.
Well, you know me, partner. I never tell them to back off of being aggressive, but sometimes you see the consequences when you're overly aggressive and you don't secure tackles. Guys break through.
Trying to sell out to pry that football loose, and just as you said, cost some yardage.
Yeah, you got to go get him. Stand him up first before you go for the ball. Don't just go for it initially.
A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. Here's Herbert. Being chased out left. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple.
Well, you don't expect too many quarterbacks to be adept at breaking away from would-be tacklers, but this is uncommonly good right here as he's able to get away.
Yeah, and at the risk of sounding just a little bit trite, this is just a tackle that needs to be made. It's one thing when you've got a bruising 230-pound running back coming your way, but when it's a quarterback who's running for his life,
your teammates will tell you, you've got to get him on the ground.
If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up second down. Eckler will score. Touchdown Chargers. This one, Charles, we have to think all but over.
I would agree with that because this offensive line, they've been physical from the first snap of the game, and it's taken a toll on this defense. And it was never more evident than on that play right there. They continue to move the line of scrimmage forward, and they open up enough space there to get their guy into the end zone.
Now for the point after. And the lead is up to 18 now. So that drive in total 8 plays.
And it's Austin Eckler who finishes things off with a touchdown run.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And they're going to mark that where it went out of bounds. So really good starting field position up past the 40-yard line.
Well, not one you see often there as he fails to keep it between the sidelines, and that is a penalty every time, and going to give this offense better field position.
And it's every kickoff guy's nightmare, isn't it? Because you don't see yourself doing this, and most of the time you don't. It's absolutely a mishit, and now your team pays the price. Bad field position for your defense.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Pickett now on 1st down.
Throw left side, going to be taken in by Harris. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. They're looking at 2nd down now as they search for a consolation score.
Second down at 5. Pickett back to throw.
And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
And he will have the Steelers 1st down by about a yard as they find a way to convert there on 3rd down and 5.
That'll be caught at Steven Sims.
And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
From the 39,
Pickett. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
Derwin James with a pick.
And the Chargers are going to take possession of the football.
Defensively that time, they were in zone coverage. As a rookie QB, what lesson can you learn there?
Well, understand this. You saw zone in college, and the defensive backs reacted, but they don't react like they do on this level. So when they're in zone and they see the ball coming to them, they'll react at least a half a second faster. You've got to know where you want to go with the ball and be decisive with it. Otherwise, the end result can be something you don't like.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Eckler now between the tackles. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41.
Alex Highsmith simply would not be stopped on that play.
They have 3 tight ends in that formation. That's almost a universal sign that they're planning to run the football. But how about the defense there? They met force with force and caused a stack up behind the line of scrimmage and threw him for a loss.
Eckler going to get it again on second down. And maybe Shane's in the steel curtain here as the Steeler defense drops him behind the line again. 2 yards the loss there. Now 3rd and 14.
Sometimes that's the danger of putting that jumbo set out there. You just get a lot of bodies massed in one location. You could wind up with 18, 20, maybe even all 22 in the box, and there's nowhere to run the football.
So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. On the give, this is Eckler. And he's taken down inside the 30. Able to convert on 3rd and 14. A terrific play call. This one's over. It's in the win column for the LA Chargers. And, you know, it wasn't a shutout. They did give up the points in the first quarter. But second, third, and fourth quarter, they held them scoreless.
Brandon, if you throw a shutout for quarters 2, 3, and 4, you win a lot of games in this league. And this felt a lot like, almost like if you say baseball, and the pitcher goes through the lineup the first time and the hitters get to see him, and then they come out after that and the bats start blazing, right? I think they saw their best stuff in the first quarter and just shut everything down from that point on. What a great, convincing performance.